Hello, I'm Jim Tolles. I'm a spiritual teacher. I blog regularly at spiritualawakeningprocess.com, and I occasionally make videos for this YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about 3 types of spiritual bliss, which I'll call Bliss for short for most of this talk. But firstly, it's important to understand that I am a teacher pointing you towards spiritual freedom. Spiritual freedom is freedom from the suffering caused by attachment. This needs to be understood if you really want to understand how I am talking about bliss, because there are plenty of other spiritual traditions that are focused on helping you to be happy. If your goal is to be happy, then your intention is going to be to hold on to enjoyable experiences, blissful experiences. If your interest is in freedom, what you want to do is let go of attachments to blissful experiences as well as all experiences. We choose this because we understand that all experiences come and go, but many people won't be ready to come to that level of conclusion. Many people need certain spiritual traditions and certain coping mechanisms to help them move towards experiences of happiness because it's what they want to do. And we are all free, ultimately, to choose any path. However, those of you who have chosen the path to spiritual freedom or are moving in that direction, you begin to see that no matter what you do, experiences will come and go. And that includes bliss. Now, one of the first types of bliss I want to point people towards is the letting go of a traumatized experience. What I mean by that is that a lot of people are trapped in a sense of trauma, and this brings with us often a kind of hypervigilance and hypersensitivity that are confused. And it's confused in the sense that people don't really understand why they have these experiences. And there's a lot of confusion around turning it into an identity, that I am this hypersensitive person, right? And this is how I am, rather than looking deeper within. And in most of my experiences, most of these highly sensitive people are really just hypervigilant, that childhood traumas and other upsetting issues taught this person to be constantly alert for danger. Now, this is very exhausting, but then we get used to it, and we learn how to self-medicate through work, sex, drugs, the list goes on and on. Then, for whatever reason, whether it's through some sort of inner work or just spontaneously, there's this dropping of trauma. And dropping trauma is like dropping a whole bag of bricks that you've been carrying your whole life. And the deep, profound sense of relief is often very joyful and very happy. But usually this doesn't last, as most experiences don't. And this one tends to not last because the person is so used to the habit, right? This is all very subconscious, by the way. It's not a habit that most people want to have, but it becomes a subconscious one. So the subconscious habit is to remember to stay in that state of hypervigilance, of fear, of pain, and all those types of things that the person is used to. So they go back to that habitual way of experiencing. And so that's generally when the bliss goes. The next kind of bliss I want to talk about is the relief of really being yourself. And this can happen at the same time someone drops trauma, but not necessarily. And the bliss of really experiencing our natural self, the way we are without attachments, can be extremely profound as well. Sometimes the metaphor I use is like, if you're having the bliss of releasing trauma, it's like you've been out in a blizzard and you just found this nice little cave where you're not being blasted all the time. And the difference between the two is what creates the sense of bliss. From being really, really cold, wind is blowing snow into you, to no longer having that. The bliss of coming into your natural self at first is kind of like coming out of a cool autumn day for other people and walking into a warm house. And you can imagine if somebody has both, you let go of trauma and really, truly return to their natural way of experiencing themselves, not just dropping the trauma, then it's like going from a blizzard into that warm house, and that actually can be very shocking. In either way, with both, what happens and what makes trying to re-achieve these blisses ultimately futile is that you normalize. If you live in that warm house, then that's just how it is. So this is a really important point to understand, that when you normalize to your natural state of being, free of attachment, it's just where you are. Finally, the third one I want to talk about are these high state experiences where there's a lot of euphoria and usually excitement, and they're just not tenable. They're going to come and go. So trying to hold on to these really high, excited, euphoric, blissful states is just a recipe for disaster. They're fun when they come. Let them come, let them go. But ultimately, this still builds into the deeper point that for all experiences, we're learning to surrender, to allow them to come and go. Because all experiences are coming and going. And we're bringing our attention to the things that are changeless, like the changeless present moment. Too often we confuse the present moment with our present experiences. And our present experiences are always changing. But the present moment is always here. Your awareness, that silent observer inside, is always here. So I can only encourage you to let go of any pursuit of bliss. I understand that there are certain spiritual traditions that use this word. And it sounds like a promise of a never-ending orgy of love and excitement and fun. But that's not it. The bliss of experience is passing. Let it pass. As you let go of attachments to such things, you will find that you simply are. And that's okay. Once again, I'm Jim Tolles. I hope this video is useful. Feel free to check out more videos on my Jim Tolles YouTube channel and to check out spiritualawakeningprocess.com. Be well.